What's good, everybody? What's going on? Going against the 78 team in the world. You see us 28 and 13. We've been losing a lot of games. But they won 34 and 69 for Waimea River. That's funny as hell. But we're going to get into it, man. Hey, shout out to whoever the fuck this point guard they got. That nigga was flying. Like, he was fucking us up left and right. And what was crazy about it, he didn't do it in the typical fashion of which I'm used to most point guards do. You know, going off screens, like just the center sitting there holding his nuts, and he doing behind the back, jacking up three, being a fake ass Steph Curry. It wasn't even like that. That nigga was just fucking us up just because he could. Right? And I couldn't lock in on him the way I wanted to because he wasn't necessarily the person that was bringing the ball up the court all the time. You see what I'm saying? Like, typically that's what you lock in on. If he was the one bringing the ball up the floor and he was going to make one move and try to score, as you see us get a wide open jump shot, we're going to talk about it. But nah, here he is getting in transition. You know, he probably could have pulled up there. He might come off a down screen. He might just ice up. Like, he was just fucking us up just the entire game. Like, you'll see at the end of the game what I'm talking about because you're not really going to notice him just through the course of this game and just watching the video. But when you see the scorecard at the end of the game, you're going to be like, damn, he was fucking y'all up. Yeah, he was fucking us up. You got to get credit when credit's due. I ain't, one thing about me, I ain't no hater. You know, I talk shit about your team. I say your team trash, whatever. I be meaning that shit, but if you got game, you got game. You can't deny somebody that got game. Right? Just as much as I'll sit there and I get to the rim, I dunk on everybody's head, left and right, and do all these crazy windmills and shit. Like, that's cool. But at the end of the day, you kind of notice when somebody, like, here he is right here shooting the ball. He didn't make that one, but, like, that's kind of how he was getting his points. Like, he wasn't the primary ball handler, but he definitely was the primary scorer. Shout out to him, man. Clearly he the reason why they top 100 in the world. Like, you know, defensively they played great rotation. They played 2-3 zones, just the same as everybody else. Now you see, just from the first few shots, all these wide open shots we were getting, just by that alone, I felt like we were a better team than them this game. If we had to play a 7-game series against them right now, we would lose the series 4-2, but we'd definitely get 2 games against these guys because of stuff like that. Like, we got wide open shots, and again, I'm going to talk about that later in the video, but I mean, just from an execution standpoint, the only part for us that was not being executed was just actually making the shot. So, this is the debut of my build, flat top. I'm calling that just because he has a flat top haircut. You know, I just wanted a guy that was big, strong, physical, looked like somebody that, like, just one-on-one is like, damn. Like, I know he gonna dunk that motherfucker, but then he can actually shoot too. I only got a 73 ball, but I feel like I can shoot it consistently enough. And I'm okay with that. But for us to be playing against this caliber of team, I thought defensively we played well as a unit. I thought we played, matter of fact, I think we played phenomenal the entire day. We played phenomenal. So I had a big talk with my team, right? And I was laying it on thick, man. I was like, yo, we ain't playing no defense. We're playing like a bunch of girls. You know, y'all gotta be more accountable. All this stuff. I didn't like yell at them or nothing. It was in the text message. You know, it's just in the group chat. I was just sending a message in the group chat. Just letting them know, like, hey, I want to get back to winning. I want to get back to laughing, joking, enjoying the game the way we used to. And from that, everybody responded positively. It wasn't like no sass. You know, I'm still waiting for the point where, as a team, because I get what it is. Like, there's only 2 of us on the team that know each other personally, and that's just me and Hope. You know, I don't know if anybody else know each other personally, but for the most part, this group is a group of people that I grabbed throughout different 2Ks. Like, some people came last year. Some people that been there 4, 5, 6 years at this point. You know, but at the end of the day, we all don't know each other in real life personally. And when you don't, you never know how somebody is going to take what's being said. Like, you can say something to somebody and they might snap just out of nowhere. Because I just know not too long ago, Hulk and Jamaica got into it. You know, Hulk was just pretty much telling them, yo, like, if you say you're gonna play, you need to play the set number of games because it kind of throws off everybody else's schedule when you say you don't play, then you don't, and then you do play, then you don't play, then you do play. And Jamaica was like, motherfucker, I played the games I said I was gonna play. I said I had something to do after he had to go cook or something. But he said what he had to do, but he said he was willing to play the games he was gonna play. So that whole thing was just a miscommunication. But like I said, in the midst of the blowout, Jamaica ends up leaving the chat. So it's like, you never know how somebody's gonna take something. And I was just pretty much, I had to explain to Jamaica, like, yo, everybody's a grown man. And he didn't know that you actually played that many games. He ended up playing 3 games with us that day. So he played more than the amount of games that we always set aside to play. I have a personal rule with my team. We got to at least be worth an hour of your time, which means 2 games. You know, games about 30 minutes apiece. You at least got to play 2. And it's to the point where even if somebody get off, everybody else got to stay on for at least 2 more games. So the person that hopped on, we were still all worth an hour of their time. If it's a situation where we get off and somebody about to get on and be like, well, I only got 1 more game in me, I tell them, no, we ain't going to do that. We'll just play the next day. Because it's not fair to that one guy to get on and only play 1 game. You know what I'm saying? You got to at least be worth an hour of somebody's time. But yeah, man, like that happened, but we had the big talk. Team responded great. I'm waiting for everybody to kind of step up, be a man about it, say how they feeling, say how they feel about the team, what they think about the team structure is, how they see things. So, but I think we do a good job of just communicating with each other, and we had a great day. I mean, we had some tough games. When you're in a losing slump, you know, some games are a little tougher just because of confidence. You know, you lost a few games, the confidence ain't there. You already feel like you're gonna lose going into a game, which is already a defeating feeling. So it's very important to try to stay confident, stay consistent in the things that you do, so that you'll be better the next time out. So, as y'all saw in the first quarter, we had a lot of wide open shots that we just missed. Throughout this game, we had a lot of wide open shots that we just missed. I have had the argument several times about, about just me. It was said that I needed to be more aggressive. And I've said several times that being aggressive doesn't necessarily mean just scoring all the time. My play style is my play style the same way as anybody else's play style is their play style. My play style is designed to get people wide open shots with the great passing ability. I don't think when you look back at the clips, anybody can deny the fact that I'm getting my teammates wide open shots. Even though we run a very simple style offense or whatever, I think it's very clear that, like, I'm kicking the ball to wide open 3-point shooters, very talented shooters, and sometimes we just miss it. The reason why it worked so well last year was because I had a build with a 94 offensive rebound. Like my 6'9" point guard last year, I can build him to have a 94 offensive rebound. So when they missed shots, I made up the difference by just simply grabbing the offensive rebound, which allowed me to kick it back out to him for a wide open 3, or just simply go up and dunk it. This year, I had to sacrifice something on my build. Right, I had to sacrifice a lot of defense. I had to sacrifice being able to post up. You have to sacrifice something. And the way the builder works is if I put up offensive rebound and they bring defensive rebounding with it. Which is crazy because if you put up defensive rebound, it doesn't mess with the offensive rebound nearby as much. So that's the problem I'm running into with the entire team system this year. And it's something that I don't think my teammates either understand or just haven't figured that part out yet. Which is why I've been stressing so much about the defensive side of the ball, is because I can no longer make up the mistake of people missing wide open shots. Right? And that's what I've been saying all along. I can't control people. All I can do is get people open shots. I'm not mad when they miss them. I mean, I've never yelled at a teammate and be like, bro, you got to make that fucking shot. Like, I've never done that. And I'm never going to do it because nobody's trying to miss. Right? Same way I go in there and try to dunk the ball. If they get a good animation and make me fumble the ball or make me miss the layup, I'm not trying to miss. Right? The same way with y'all shooting the ball. Like, nobody's trying to miss any shot that they take. Especially the wide open ones. You know, and that's why I said, even when I made this build, I was looking at it, I was like, is there a possible way I could figure out how to put offensive rebounding into my build without sacrificing so much of something else? And I looked at it, I can't. You know, so it's like, if I put offensive rebounding up, I won't have any steal, which makes me a huge liability defensively. And it's like, I have to sacrifice something. Either I give up steal and block, and I just have perimeter defense, and I'm still able to rebound. Like, I have to give up something if I want to be able to go back to that style of player, if that makes sense. So, going against the 78 team in the world, I'll tell you this, you can tell the difference between a team that plays, as you see this point guard. I mean, that's how he was getting open. I ain't saying like it ain't the normal screen or something like that, and I ain't even saying the screens they were setting was tough or nothing like that. He just did a great job of finding the open space and fucking us up from there. But the difference between a team like theirs and a team like ours is just they play so many more games to where they understand more of what this game is this year. That's the difference between their teams and the reason why mine has been struggling. We have not played enough games as a team. We don't have the reps to figure out what we want to do. So it kind of makes trusting each other hard. Because last year, it nothing really mattered because my player, the way I made him, was able to make up all the difference. I couldn't shoot, but I was shooting like 80% from the field on all dunks and layups. I was able to damn near produce a triple-double. I can no longer do that because I can't grab the rebounds at the same rate. If you look at it this year, most people who have a big or whoever's going to be grabbing a rebound, they have either a 99 offensive or a 99 defensive rebound. So if that person don't get boxed out, there's no way. As you see, like all these little shots that we're getting that's open that we miss, normally I used to grab the offensive rebound and go back up and dunk it. Now that I'm going against 99 offensive and 99 defensive rebound, it don't really matter what I put my rebound in that. I'm not going to snatch the rebound over them. There's no way. And because that's the case, it's like I'm kind of at a loss for words as what to do or what to sacrifice to make it just all come together. Either I feel like I need to sacrifice playmaking and just trust the fact that I can pass the ball. That's how bad it is. Like even with this build, I have a 90 pass accuracy with my other build. The build I'm using now, he only has 77. Right, which was a lot lower than what I'm used to, but at the same time, it still works for what I needed to do. I just need to figure out how to create a build that can bring it all together. And because you can't finish in the paint over small guys the way you used to good before, it's just not enough sacrificing I can do to make everything work. So the only thing I can think of now is to make a build with pretty much no dribbling. Like I'm not going to dribble the ball. But I would have rebounding, I would have finishing, and I would have a three ball. Like, and I'm gonna be able to beat, like, in the team space. I'd be able to win a lot of games just simply by grabbing rebounds and kicking it back out to open shooters. That's the only thing I can think to do. But it kind of sucks because if I can't like play one on one and beat somebody off the dribble and just go to the rim, I can't create all those passing angles that everybody's so used to. So it's something I'm still yet to figure it out, and I try to work it out as best I can at some point. But this is just where we at this particular time. I also want to give a big shout out to every teammate I got that shoot the ball other than me. As y'all kind of saw, I got my boy Strap. He goes by Reach Fiend now, but I got him some wide open shots, and I know how he is, man. Like, he don't never, like, when I say he got the ball right here, he never misses these shots that he was missing. He never misses them. He might miss, like, even this shot, like, he never misses these shots. And this seemed like a big game just based off the team he was going against. And even Montage had a couple of shots that he don't ever miss these shots. Loco don't ever miss these wide open shots. So everybody on my team, yeah, I mean, y'all shoot a bunch of threes and stuff. Keep your confidence up. Keep your confidence up. I'm not gonna ever yell at somebody for missing that shot. I understand the importance of making it and what it does for the offense, because obviously when we're making shots, I'm able to get to the rim easier. Teams can't help as much. If they do want to continue to help, you guys get a chance to score more points. I'm for all of that. But in the games in which you're missing, this is why the system is in place the way it is, because when you guys understand that even if you're not making shots, you still have opportunities to score just based off of floor spacing, the ability to cut back door. If you get yourself a high free throw, the ability to knock down the free throw. You know, so don't think that all you are to me is just a three-point shooter. I mean, I've been playing with a lot of guys that can shoot the ball. I mean, obviously, if somebody puts up a three-point shot, they should be able to knock it down. So I don't never trip off a missed shot. So keep your confidence high, keep shooting the ball, keep taking those wide open attempts. And I mean, I've been a sharpshooter on a very high-profile team before. I can't remember which 2K it was so long ago. But I've been that sharpshooter, and I was a really good one. Even the greatest sharpshooters ever is going to have a time where they're just not knocking down shots. It could be a thing you didn't put boost on that particular game. Could be 2K might have changed the time, or whatever it is. Like, that's going to happen. So when that happens, don't trip, don't get upset. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Keep taking the same shots. Keep running the system, and things will work out eventually. You know, you're gonna have a game where you go 10 for 10 from the three-point line, but then you might have another game you go 0 for 7. The only thing I ever look at on the scorecard is, did you shoot over 50%? As long as you shot over 50%, you did your job. Now, if I look at this scorecard and you shot under 50%, that's an issue. It doesn't always have to be a three ball, but shooting over 50% is how you be effective. I mean, me personally, I'm closer to like 60, 70%, but that's because most of my attempts is dunks and layups. But the same can be true for anybody on the team. If you can cut back door correctly, just catch it and dunk it, you can still like have a high percentage. It still counts towards your total field goal percentage. So if you went 0 for 4 on threes, but you went 5 for 5 on layups, well, guess what? You still shot over 50%. You know, you might have gave us 10 points with no threes, but it's still 10 points. But as you can kind of get closer to the end of this game, y'all can kind of see, like, they're slowly but surely starting to edge us out. And I feel like if we just had made a couple, it doesn't matter who it's from, it doesn't matter the shooter. If we could have just made a couple of more threes, or those wide open threes that we had that we missed, we could have overturned the score of this game because I felt like we executed better, we played better. Um, Personnel wise, they're a little bit sharper than we are, barely. Like I said, I like to be honest. I ain't about to get on here and lie to y'all. Like, oh, my team was way better than. Our strategy was better than theirs. Our execution was better, but the results wasn't there. And that's okay. I can live with that, especially the way we've been losing to some of the teams we've been losing to. Like, we lose to any team that says top 100 in the world. There's never no slack in that. They were supposed to beat us. They're ranked that high for a reason. Us beating them, they should be embarrassed. But at the same time, like, I do know how good we are. I know how much better we can be when we are executing. And I also know if we make some of these shots, how it changes the game. So it is what it is. This point guard, man, this dude here, bro. He was just terrific. He got to the rim, got to the mid range, he knocked down over. Like he was killing us. And we did everything we could on our end. They did a great job rotating defensively. For them to be in a 2-3 zone, they did a fabulous job just rotating. The center went back and forth. And if you look at the end of the game, you're gonna notice they didn't even get another guy to get over 10, like to get to 10 points. The point guard had 40, and nobody else even got to 10. So our defense was there. It's just, I mean, we didn't make enough shots to make the difference. And that's all you can do at the end of the day is go off of that. But I think we'll be better for it. I'm still trying to figure out personnel where I want to put people because our pick and roll defense is not what it's supposed to be right now. I don't know what people are looking at in the pick and roll. We are doing a bad job of switching. So that's something I gotta still figure out. I'm trying to convince certain people to just trust that they'll get better at it. And then at the same time, I am still trying to win the game because it's kind of like the Pistons right now, bro. That's how I feel like we are. We're the Pistons. It's like we didn't win because we didn't get the experience, but within getting the experience, you have to go through the losing part of it. But once we gain the experience, then you'll see the results years down the line. In the Pistons case, for us, games down the line, you'll see the different results. So, hey, man, shout out to this team, man. They definitely deserve that ranking. Their point guard, he killed us. He the truth. If you like the video, hit the like button. It really helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I continue to enjoy all the support, and I'm going to keep coming out with videos. It's been lethal. I'll catch everybody in the next one. I'm out.